I raise you this question. Why aren't we curious anymore? Why is it that curiosity killed the cat? Because I don't think it really kills anything, and I don't even think it kills the cat. I think being curiosity is one of the most powerful things, or being curious is one of the most powerful things that you can be. I think it takes a lot of self confidence and it takes a lot of strength to look within yourself and be curious about who you are and why do you walk a certain way and why do you talk a certain way and who made you think that you are less than or who made you think that you're the best ever. The reason that we are the way we are is because we have been crafted over years and years and years and years and years of development, whether that be in the environment that we're experiencing, where we grew up, the stressors that we faced as children, the adversity we faced as children. I'm sure that there are a lot of you who are out there who can think back to a time where something was very, or an event was very pivotal for you. You can think back to the first time you rode your bike and fell down and how maybe a caregiver picked you up and you felt that first real, tangible example of support. Why is it that curiosity is frowned upon? Why is it that asking questions and wanting to delve deeper is frowned upon? As a 28-year-old person living in the United States of America, why is it that when I am curious about someone and I ask someone questions, it feels invasive? What is this culture of invasiveness? What is this culture of, oh, you asking questions is a bad thing, when all I really want to do is get to know you more so that we can build a rapport together and further a relationship, whatever dynamic that may be. So what does it look like to be curious in your day-to-day? I think for me, when I respond to things, there is a lot of data and a lot of information that I can pull from that. So say someone steps on my toe. For me personally, if I'll give an example. When I was in high school, I had my hand. I was in my high school partner's, the back of their sister's car, and their sister had accidentally rolled my hand up in the window. And instead of screaming out and saying, "You rolled my hand up in the window," I said nothing. And I just remained silent until 2 minutes later, my partner looked over and said, "Oh my God, your hand is in the window." And then they rolled down the window, I could remove my hand. And why is that? Why is it that when somebody steps on my toe, I don't scream out in pain, but I internalize it? And is it because I don't want to hurt the other person's feelings? Yeah. And where did that come from? This protection of another person when I am in pain or I am at harm. It's these things that we can be curious about when we begin to want to know ourselves better and discover ourselves. Self-discovery is such a powerful tool into furthering who we want to be. If we don't know who we are now, how are we going to get to the person that we want to become and adopt the things that we want to become? So there are some things that you can do. One, be curious when we're in self-discovery. Why do I react that way? Why is it when I experience a certain part of stimuli, I feel negativity? Another example is I really struggle with listening to art or taking in art from like nepotism babies because I have this thing about being from a lower income place, having to work really hard for what I have, and it sometimes angers a part in me that sees this ease in which people enter the art and entertainment industry, which is where I, historically have been for a long time. And I have to unpack that. And I think there's a lot of language about unpacking things, but you really do have to excavate yourself to understand yourself. So I go within and I go, why can't I listen to a song by Gracie Abrams? Well, it's because I feel like she's taken something from me. But in reality, she's taken nothing from me. And it's actually the system that I'm upset with, not so much this person. We can start to discover by looking at our reactions to things. We can take an inventory of who we are now. What are your values? What are you doing right now? What are the things that you don't like about yourself? And why don't you like them? this inventory can help us to shift and go, well, if I don't like this about myself, then what would I rather have? And then you can create a list of things that you would want to move towards. So for me, that was understanding that I really get really anxious when I'm late to things, or I feel like I disappoint people when I'm late to things. So I always make sure to get there 5 minutes early. That's something that I've adopted. I get there 5 minutes early because I wanted to become a more punctual person. Additionally, another thing could look like I wanted to have more creativity in my life. So I started taking time to learn the guitar. And now I can say that I can play like 15 songs on the guitar. Just because I started really small. I started small by going, I'm going to spend 5 minutes. And for some reason, 5 minutes really attracts me. I'm going to spend 5 minutes playing the guitar. Maybe not every day, but when I think about playing the guitar, I'm going to go play the guitar for 5 minutes. We can start small. Small steps lead to big accomplishments. So don't feel that you have to pressure yourself to be a totally new person tomorrow. We can take measured action to where we want to be. So I leave you with this. What does it look like to be curious in your life? What does it look like to, instead of maybe putting yourself down or going, I wish I was a different person, what does it look like to be curious and say, I wonder why I do that? And maybe there's a reason why I do that. Maybe it served you earlier in your life, but it doesn't serve you now. And you can find things that do fulfill you, that do put you closer to the person that you want to become. I hope you have a great day today, and thanks for watching.